What is the best thing as a child that you've ever done to your parents or said to your parents since the day that you were born up to date? As old as you are, what is the best word that you've ever said to your father or mother? For those who are raised by a single parent, what is the best thing that you've ever done for them? Or is it that they just complain, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, you've been doing all sorts of bad things? My name is Janice Koikai, and today we're going to talk about messages to both parents. Keep it locked, keep it tuned, it's RNI TV. So, there's this Bible verse that says, "Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged." That's Colossians chapter 3, verse 21. But the same Bible says that children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, this is the first commandment with a promise. What does it mean by saying that? It's not that there are other Bible verses that don't have promises or commandments or anything. It's just that it tries to emphasize on what you should do and what you should not do. I know you know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, but in this century, in this generation, the 21st century generation, they tend to ignore things. You find that sometimes parents, they become depressed because of being stressed. I find that the parent is a single parent, maybe a mom or a dad. What I'm meant to understand is that they go through a lot to make the ends meet. You find that they have bills to pay, they have your fees to pay. Yes, you know all this, but I feel the urge to remind you what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. I understand there's so much pressure in this generation, but what do you gain by losing the blessing of your parent? And the same scripture says that anyone who welcomes a little child like this on my behalf welcomes me. That's the Lord God saying. To those ladies out there, I'm not criticizing anyone, I'm not judging anyone. Those who have the tendency of aborting, you've aborted the first time, the second time, the third time. Where's your conscience when you're doing all that? How will that parent feel about you? How will they say about you? They've raised you well, in a good manner with good morals. And one thing that I'm meant to understand with today's world is that success is relative. You find that doctors, they raise kids who end up becoming terrible farmers, and farmers, they raise kids who end up becoming doctors, neurosurgeons, and sometimes prostitutes, they end up raising priests, and priests, they end up raising prostitutes. So you as a parent, you as a child, when you're growing up, be careful with words that you say towards people, how you talk about people, how you judge people's characters by the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they approach people and everything, their mode of conducting themselves. To the youths, to the teens, to the children, this is a verse for you. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 20 to 22, it says, "My son, keep your father's commands and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them up upon your heart forever." To all the moms out there, you are allowed to scream, you are allowed to cry, but don't give up. Do not give up at all costs. And always remember that you're braver than the way you believe. You're stronger than the way you see, smarter than the way you are, the way you think, and you're loved more than you can imagine. Never stop doing your best just because someone doesn't give you credit. Your love for us is enough, and they love you so much more than you can imagine. Thank my mom. Thanks for loving me when I was in pain. Thanks for being there by my side, and thanks for being strong for me. You're the best mom ever. Thank you so much. You showed me how to be a good person, a modest girl. You're the best mom ever. And I pray that God may grant you a long life. You're the strongest woman I've ever seen. You're the strongest woman that I know. And thank you for providing for me and taking good care of me. Home is wherever that you are. That's the best place that I can call home. Hata kama tuko kwa garbage, hata kama tuko kwa city, tuko kwa street, tuko wapi, provided uko hapo, that's my home for me. because you're my best friend, you're my best lover, you're my comforter, you're my everything, you're my shoulder to lean on, you're my shoulder to cry on. You're the glue that holds us together. Thank you so much, Mom. Every day for me is a Mother's Day. Like, I don't have exact words to describe the moms. Maybe sometimes I've made you go through pain, I've made you go through stress. Just know that I love you so much, and you're always deep down in my heart. Maybe you've gone through a lot for me, and thank you so much. Being different from your kids is okay, totally okay. You work so hard, and last but not least, this one goes to the dads. Daddy, you're the reason why I'm here today. I'm a clear definition of you, and you're a great example to me. I appreciate you. If it wasn't for your support, if it wasn't for your words, I wouldn't be an outspoken lady. If it wasn't for your encouragement, your teachings, the way you guide me, your strictness, thank you so much. I salute you, Dad, wherever you are. You've always made me feel special, safe, and secure. You're a good dad, and thank you for giving fatherhood your all. I don't know where I would have been without you as my dad. If I had another person as my father, I don't think I would have made it in this life. God took the strength of a mountain, the patience of eternity, and combined them to create you. My dad, and I love you so much. See ya.